Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Palmyra. We're centered in love. We embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And happy Thanksgiving week. We're going to start a little early. I don't know if you smelled the love feast when you walked in the door. I think our stomachs are all going to be growling about halfway through the service. Today is our annual Thanksgiving Love Feast. Everyone is invited to come downstairs afterwards and join with us in that lovely meal. It's just a time of fellowship and gratitude and so much food. So please do join us for that. If this is your first time here, an extra special welcome extended to you. And please do join us downstairs for the meal in our Holy Grounds Cafe. It's just a lovely time. Unity of Palmyra is an open and affirming congregation. We love you exactly as you are in all of your magnificent glory. And we're absolutely delighted that you're here with us this morning. We have a very special service planned for you this morning, all about gratitude and joy. And I'm going to kick off the gratitude. I'm going to give an announcement before the announcements. And I want to thank everyone who participated in our CPR AED training. If you were here Thursday night, would you please stand? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And some of the folks who were here are downstairs helping with food. A huge thank you to Beck and to Gwen for your donation of the unit and for coordinating all of it. We now have people in this room who can save a life, and it might be yours. So we're super, super grateful. All right, let's become present. Let's very gently close our eyes. As we breathe in together, acknowledging our connection, acknowledging the power of community and the power of coming apart for a while together. Coming apart to practice gratitude. Coming apart to remember the truth of who we are. Spiritual beings having an incredibly human experience. Coming apart to practice being the change we wish to see in the world. So as we center in love, as we ground ourselves in this moment, we begin this experience as we do every week with gratitude. As we say thank you for this time to come apart and be together. Thank you for whatever safe space you are in, whether you are joining us in the sanctuary or you are joining us from the comfort of your home. We are grateful. And most especially, thank you for one another. For we know that together or apart, we are always connected at the heart. And so it is. Amen. So let's stand and sing a traditional Thanksgiving hymn, Simple Gifts.
'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shall not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right.
Let's share together in our vision, centered in love, we embrace a positive path for spiritual living. And our mission, wherever we are, we provide a welcoming community that inspires and encourages all who gather here through the teaching, sharing, and practice of universal spiritual principles. And so one of the ways we practice those principles is to honor wherever you are on your journey. So if you want a hug, we will bring it on in. If you're more comfortable with a handshake, please just extend your hand and we will honor that. And if you want us to leave you completely alone, we totally understand. Just stay where you are and we will respect the bubble around you. Have a great time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Everybody sing with us. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
All right, a couple of announcements. Our prayer chaplains this morning are Gwen Ward and Charles Lee, and they are both in the sanctuary and will be holding sacred space for us during the service. And they will also be available on this side of the sanctuary immediately following the service if anyone would like some one-on-one prayer. The Ye Old Holiday Shop is set up in the Rose Room. Everything in the shop has been donated and is being offered for a love offering. You can get some Christmas gifts for a friend or some decorations for yourself. Please enjoy yourself. We also have the angel tree, and we were very happy to see that most of the tags have been taken. We're going for 100% attrition, so do check it out. I think, Joanne, you said that you don't have to get everything on the card, right? And they have to be back unwrapped by December 4th. With the tag on, right? And you can, you can buddy up if you want to share a tag with a friend, and then we can get more stuff on it. So we do want to have every tag off of that tree. We also have the hat and scarf tree. Those hats and scarves have been made by members of our community, mostly Helen, thank you. And and that tree is serving a dual purpose. If you see something that you just love and you want to give it as a gift, please feel free to make a donation to the bazaar. Any hats or scarves that are left on the tree are going to be donated to a homeless shelter. So we're very excited about that one. And Jan, I'm working on a blue, gray, and white scarf for Penn State for the tree. So I'll let you know when that one goes up. Speaking of blue, we are having our annual Blue Christmas dinner and ritual Friday evening, December 2nd at 6:30. And this is just an opportunity to come together and, maybe be a little blue around the holidays. Even those of us who love Christmas, that would be me. The boxes started coming down yesterday. There can also be a tinge of sadness or regret around the holidays. And so the Blue Christmas dinner and ritual, it's to honor those who have passed. It's to honor any grief. It's to honor just feeling a little down around the holidays. And we come together, we have a potluck meal, and then there's a ritual that we do where we light candles, and then we share at our tables. So it's a very sweet and intimate time together. Immediately following the love feast, did I mention we're having a love feast and there's a ton of food downstairs? So please do come down, and thank you to everyone who donated food, everyone who has helped to set up. It's going to be an absolutely lovely meal. But here's the rule for the love feast. After the love feast, you either help clean up the meal or you help bring up all of the Christmas decorations from the downstairs storage area. You get to pick one. If you're not washing dishes, you're helping carry up Christmas decorations from downstairs. And then we move through very quickly, setting things up in here for the holidays, since next Sunday is the first Sunday in Advent, believe it or not. All right, I think that's it for the announcements. We now are going to have a very special time honoring our dear friend Gwen. So I would like to invite all of you, just remain seated, and we're going to sing in order to gently bring Gwen forward, Here I Am, Lord.
I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry, all who dwell in darkness now, my hand will save. I who made the stars of night, I will make their darkness bright.
Can never get through that one. So, 3 years ago, it seems a lifetime ago, Gwen came to a council meeting and she said, you know, with all these classes that we're teaching now, I think you need help teaching. So I've decided I'm going to pursue being a Unity licensed teacher. And I also cried then. Because it's such a huge support. Licensed Unity teachers, I think, have as almost, if not as much, Unity education and religious education and spiritual practice as our ministerial program. It's an incredibly intense 3 years. And it was even more intense because you went through half of it during COVID. Yeah, so I want to express my personal gratitude for you. So Gwen, as a licensed Unity teacher, is now a partner in ministry. She is so now not just a friend and colleague, but partner in the leadership of Unity of Palmyra. And as part of her role, she's also going to be our new youth ed director as of January. So she's already working on rebuilding the youth department, and she's also asking to do like really cool things during Lent, and she has so many wonderful ideas, and so I'm just all a quiver and very, very excited. So there is, so I said to Gwen, you know, is there like a covenant or, you know, something that we can share between the two of us that we can both sign to commit to this partnership? And she said, no, not really. So, yeah, so in our usual way, we made one up. We wrote one. So she went and found the one of the code of ethics that's actually now for all Unity leaders. Now we all sign the same code of ethics. And so we played with it, and we made it personal to Unity of Palmyra and her relationship with Unity of Palmyra. So I want to share now that covenant with Gwen. Foundational to Unity's principles and teachings is the belief that we are individualized expressions of God. This calls us, as Unity leaders, to live from our Christ nature in all circumstances, thereby being a harmonizing presence and a role model for those we serve. As a licensed Unity teacher, will you dedicate yourself to the truth principles as taught and exemplified by the Christ and interpreted by Unity?
I will.
Will you look to the indwelling Christ for inspiration to guide, govern, and prosper your life?
I will.
To the best of your understanding and ability, will you demonstrate our Unity ideals and Unity of Palmyra's vision, mission, and values in your personal and professional life?
I will.
Will you maintain an awareness of the need for self-care by designing, implementing, and maintaining a plan of regular renewal?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Boy, if we've learned anything the last couple of years, that's right. Will you maintain your sense of humor?
I will.
Yeah, I will. All right. Will you hold all leaders in esteem and respectful regard and use all rightful means to protect the personal and professional honor of all other credentialed or lay leaders?
I will.
And lastly, do you devote yourself to living in accord with this covenant in letter and in spirit, and recognize it as the framework in which you agree to serve?
I do.
I do too. Welcome, Gwen. I'm so happy. So, I'm thinking of that song from White Christmas, Sisters, Sisters, Never Were. Okay, so Gwen is actually going to be receiving a couple of certificates, but this one we have already received from Unity Worldwide Institute and Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. This is to certify that Gwendolyn Ward, through the study and application of the principles of practical Christianity, has successfully completed the required licensed Unity teacher path intensive courses In testimony whereof, we issue this certificate and give the blessings of Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, issued on this 28th day of October, 2022. You are now official. There you go.
May I thank my people?
Absolutely.
Stephanie said, well, you want to say a few words?
It kind of was rhetorical.
It was good, yeah, it was just polite, you know. The first thing I want to tell you is that about 2 years ago, someone got me in the bookstore one time and said, why do you want to be a Unity teacher? And I said, well, I want to take it into the personal level and expand my knowledge of Unity, and yeah, so that was that. And then about 4 months ago, in the exact same location, someone said, why are you being a Unity teacher? And I had a very different reason that time, and it actually hit me. It's because of you guys. It's because I'm here to serve. I love to serve this community. This community is my community. These are my people, and I'm here for you. And so that was like, oh yeah, and because I love to teach, and so I am here to serve and to teach. And I just want to say thank you to a few of special people who showed up today to be here. I thank them. Michelle, she went through my practice session more than anybody needed to for my teaching class at way dark under it in the morning and things like that. So I thank her. And I have to give a special thanks, of course, to my love, Becky, because she always has to go through all my classes and all my stuff, and she has to clean the house because I just don't, because I'm not there, because, you know, I'm the one that is out learning and doing classes. So I thank you, my love. Thank you. And again, thank you all very much. And thank you. You're my mentor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's going to be awesome.
I know.
So would you now all, we're not done yet. You're going to get blessed. Would you all please stand? We're going to bless Gwen, and then we're going to sing the final verse and chorus of Here I Am, Lord. Together. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in and as you. Now stay up there. You're gonna get loved. You're gonna get loved. There you go. There, soak it all in.
I, the Lord of wind and flame, I will tend the poor and lame. I will set a feast for them. My hand will save. Finest bread I will provide, till their hearts be satisfied. I will give my life to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I love you all.
You may be seated, please. Except for you, Becky, because you're going to read the daily word. Thank you.
Good morning. The word for today is grace. Grace blesses my life in every way. If I'm feeling overwhelmed or find myself in the midst of conflict, I don't need to struggle. Grace, the ceaseless activity of divine love, is mine to claim. This infinite resource of spirit carries me through even the most challenging circumstances. It is expressing in my life right now. I need not earn grace. It is never withheld. Just as water flows when I turn the tap, Saying yes to grace is all I have to do for divine life, love, wisdom, and strength to flow freely to every part of my life. Centered in grace, I am at peace. My thinking is clear, and I possess ample understanding, compassion, and insight. Drawing from this divine gift, I bring harmony and joy to my relationships. I move forward with renewed confidence, energy, and efficiency. And from 2 Corinthians 12:9, he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness."
I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I'm lifted up in prayer.
So this is the time of our service where we consciously enter into that attitude and energy of prayer. Prayer being an alignment of body, mind, and spirit, of being an open and willing conduit for that universal energy that we call God. And so I invite you now, if you are in a place where you are able to close your eyes, to do so, as we signal to the world that we are going within. We are going within to touch the indwelling spirit that is the truth of every one of us. As we remember today's daily word, grace. One of the definitions of grace is to receive an unexpected blessing. And so we focus on that energy of swimming in grace, of going through our lives expecting the blessing. As we read in Philippians, it means going through our lives looking for the good, looking for what is beautiful and pure and true, honing our vision so that we see through appearances into the beauty and the love underneath. Grace, swimming in opportunities for gratitude. And so right now we hold in the comforting arms of this community anyone who is struggling to find that grace, anyone who is experiencing challenges, whether they be relationship or financial or physical. We invite you to swim in the waters of health and abundance and compassion, and allow grace to seep into your every pore and cell. As we become willing to transform obstacles into opportunities. Problems into possibilities. And gripes into gratitude. For that is the power of our focus today. The incredible transformative power of gratitude. And so we take a moment to simply breathe together, to breathe in that flow, that energy of grace and blessing and love, to feel ourselves swimming in it, floating in it, embraced by it. And as always, we do so with the recognition of our innate connection, of our inherent oneness. As we recognize the divine in one another. And so it is. Namaste.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. You are beautiful. You are whole. You are beautiful. You are whole.
Grateful for each hand we hold, gathered round this table. From far and near we travel home, blessed that we are able. Grateful for this sheltered place, with light in every window, saying welcome, welcome, share this feast, coming away from sorrow. Father, mother, daughter, son, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone, in the gift of loving kindness.
Well, that was exquisite. Thank you. Wow. So many opportunities to be grateful. So, some of you who have been listening to me for the last 5 years will be happy to hear that I'm not going to give my traditional gratitude talk again this year. You probably, I know, although you probably have it memorized by now. But for those of you who haven't heard it for 5 years, I'll do a quick 5-minute synopsis, and then I'm going to move into the focus of today's gratitude talk. This is a brand new one. So, what we have explored in the past is what is now becoming more and more common knowledge, and that is that gratitude is actually good for us. Right? It is good for us physically, emotionally, and spiritually. There are all sorts of studies, I can send you links if you want to explore them, that say how gratitude actually makes us healthier. It boosts our immune response. It can lower our blood pressure if it needs to be lowered. It helps us emotionally and mentally by releasing some of the happy hormones, the happy chemicals in our brains. And of course, it helps us and supports us spiritually because it helps us, particularly in unity, to practice a little thing we call the law of mind action, which is thoughts and feelings held in mind produce after their kind. It's also unity's third foundational principle. So if we are always focused on what we have to be grateful for, our brain is going to start looking for more things to be grateful for. If we're focused on what's working, our brain is going to start seeking out more things that are working. This is one of those areas where neuroscientists have finally caught up with spiritual masters in figuring out how our brains work and how it supports our spiritual practices. We've also touched on in the past that we might say that the opposite of gratitude is worry, right? If we're worrying, what are we focused on? Yeah, what the negativity or what isn't working, right? Worry was such an important topic that Jesus actually talked about it. In the Sermon on the Mount, he brought it up 5 times. I won't give you the actual scriptural references unless you want them, but he said, "Do not worry about your life. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to life? Why do you worry about clothes? Do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? Do not worry about tomorrow." And then he invited us to look at the flowers and the birds and how they don't worry, right? I think what he was acknowledging there was it's one thing to say that God is only good and that we live in an abundant universe. It's another thing to actually act like it. And when we are worrying, we are denying that we live in an abundant, benevolent universe. It's like, I can't talk about gratitude without Pollyanna. I'm sorry, I just have to interject a little bit of Pollyanna in here. It's like the realization that her missionary father came to when he found that quote by Abraham Lincoln that said, "If you look for the bad in mankind, you shall surely find it." And her father realized, again, this is, law of mind action, that the opposite also had to be true. That if you look for the good, you will find it. So gratitude helps us to look for the good. Gratitude helps to, for lack of a better word, program us to seek out what's working and what we have to be grateful for. Because there is always, always, always something to be grateful for. It also wouldn't be the Sunday before Thanksgiving if I didn't share our favorite quote from Melody Beattie, because this is going to set the foundation for the shift of focus we're going to take. Melody says, "Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast," which is downstairs, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. So we know that gratitude is good for us. And it's not enough to simply have an attitude of gratitude. We need to practice gratitude. And when we actually start practicing gratitude, that's when we realize that gratitude is a precursor to joy. There is a direct line, a direct connection between the power of our gratitude practice and the level of joy in our lives. So, of course, I can't talk about gratitude and joy without referencing Brené Brown. She wrote a short blog several years ago that I want to share with you. I love Brené because, you know, she's kind of has a reputation at this point for being, you know, a motivational author and speaker, but she's a very data-driven author and speaker. Before she even wrote her first book or had her first TED Talk, which surprised her by taking off like crazy, she was a researcher. She researched and researched and researched and studied before she put pen to paper or keyboard and started talking. And so in this blog, she references one of the most surprising results of all of her research. And she says, the relationship between joy and gratitude was one of the important things I found in my research. I wasn't expecting it. In my 12 years of research on 11,000 pieces of data, I did not interview one person who had described themselves as joyful who did not also actively practice gratitude. For me, it was very counterintuitive because I went into the research thinking that the relationship between joy and gratitude was, if you are joyful, you should be grateful. But it wasn't that way at all. Instead, practicing gratitude invites joy into our lives. Practice is the part that really changed my life, that really changed my family and the way we live every day. When I say practice gratitude, I don't mean the attitude of gratitude or feeling grateful. I mean practicing gratitude. These folks shared in common a tangible gratitude practice. Some of them kept gratitude journals. Visual aid. Everybody should have gotten one of these. 1 week's worth of spaces for you to practice gratitude. Some of them did interesting things, like at 12:34 every day, they said something out loud that they were grateful for in their lives. One of the things we do as a family is say grace at dinner. And so now, after learning about practicing gratitude, after grace, we go around and everyone says something they are all thankful for. What's interesting is, when we first started, I thought my children were going to say, "Oh, Mom, are you experimenting on us?" There was a little bit of that, honestly. But after we had done this for a couple of weeks, even on those crazy busy nights when we were trying to get to soccer, piano, and homework, if Steve and I said a quick prayer and started eating, my kids were like, "Whoa, what are you grateful for?" It's not joy that makes us grateful. It's gratitude that makes us joyful. It's been extraordinary because not only does it invite more joy into our house, it's also such a soulful window into what's going on in my family's lives. There are some days when my 8th grader will say, "I'm joyful that there is a huge thick wall between my room and my brother's room." She'll say something very honest. But recently she had a friend whose mother died. For a month she would say, "I'm just so grateful you are all healthy right now." Not only did it make us all more aware of what we had, and more willing to slow down and really be thankful for the joyful moments we had, but it also let us know where she was emotionally in her life. My son often says, "I'm grateful for bugs, I'm grateful for frogs," but sometimes he'll say, "I'm grateful that you picked me up early," or "I'm grateful that I finally understand adjectives." There's a great quote by a Jesuit priest that says, "It's not joy that makes us grateful, it's gratitude that makes us joyful." I guess I was just amazed to see that bubble up in my research so quickly. It's life-changing. So recognizing the relationship between gratitude and joy is life-changing. So notice the focus on practice. You know, we can toss off, oh, keep an attitude of gratitude. Well, the words mean nothing if we don't practice them. The words mean nothing if we don't integrate them, if we don't look for ways to feel and express our appreciation for our journey and for who shares our journey. So I have a question. How are you all feeling being here this morning? Glad you're here? Right? Good experience so far? Loving the music? Loving Gwen? Right? Love, yeah? So here's a thought. Everything that has happened in your life to this moment has brought you here. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly has brought you here. So could we say that that's cause for gratitude? Right? Could we say that that's cause for joy? What if we could look back over our past and find something to be grateful for? And maybe even something that when we were going through it, we never thought we would be grateful for it. Right? Because it brought you here now. It's all been part of the journey. So we can bemoan it, we can complain about it, we can kvetch about it. That's your Yiddish for today. Actually, Ken said I used the wrong word last week. I'm glad you guys don't know Yiddish because you didn't know, but he did. So it's not shmata that's in there, it's tchotchkes that are in there. Okay, shmata is like the stoles and the thingies that you put on your head and wrap around you and stuff. So yeah, I gotta really bone up on my Yiddish before Christmas because, you know, Jesus was Jewish, so he would know that I used the wrong word. Notice the joy. We can find joy in making a mistake. We can even find joy in those things that we grieve because it all brought us here. So this morning you're going to have, if you've been here before, you recognize this is our gratitude table. And what we do is I'm going to lead you, and I found a beautiful, it's amazing what you find when you Google gratitude and joy. I found a beautiful meditation written by Jack Kornfield, the Buddhist teacher and author, Jack Kornfield, and it's actually called A Meditation on Gratitude and Joy. So I'm going to lead you through that. And then Jody is going to sing a beautiful song for us. And when you hear Jody start to sing, that's your cue. And hopefully as you're in this meditative state, to think of not just something that you're grateful for, not just someone or something that you're grateful for. Because that's usually as we're lighting the candle, we're thinking of someone or something for which we're grateful. This time, I want you to light the candle, indicating a commitment to do something about it. So this is not just amorphous gratitude, right? We're going to put practice into it. Think of someone or something you have to be grateful for, and then when you light your candle, you're committing to do something about it. So just a real quick note. I'm going to be handing you little candles to light your candles. If you're lighting a little votive, it's easiest to pick it up like this and light it like this. That way we don't light anyone on fire. I would have a hard time being grateful for that, but that would really be practice if that happened. So I invite you to take a nice big deep breath and close your eyes as we share in this gorgeous meditation by Jack Kornfield, Meditation on Gratitude and Joy. He invites us to sit quietly and at ease, allowing our bodies to be relaxed and open. Breathe gently and naturally. We begin this practice of gratitude by feeling how year after year you have cared for your life. As you look back over your life, notice the care. And now open your heart as you begin to acknowledge all that has supported you in this care. And so I invite you to make these words your own. With gratitude, I remember the people, animals, plants, insects, creatures of the sky and sea, air and water, fire and earth, all whose joyful exertion blesses my life every day. With gratitude, I remember the care and labor of 1,000 generations of elders and ancestors who came before me. I offer my gratitude for the blessing of this earth I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the measure of health I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the family and friends I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the community I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the teachings and lessons I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the life I have been given. And just as we are grateful for our blessings, so we can be grateful for the blessings of others. As we now shift our practice to the cultivation of joy, bring to mind someone that you care about. Think about the natural joy that you have for their well-being, their happiness and success. And with each breath, offer them your grateful, heartfelt wishes. May you be joyful. May your happiness increase. May you not be separated from great happiness. May your good fortune and the causes for your joy and happiness increase. Feel the flow of love and joy moving toward them. Feel how it brings you joy to bless them. Feel how your gratitude increases the joy you feel and extend. As you move through this week to deepen your practice, you can extend these blessings to those that you may find challenging. as we observe that wishing joy on even those we struggle with increases our own. We practice dwelling in joy until the deliberate effort of practice drops away and the intentions of joy blend into the natural joy of your own wise heart.
What I'm thankful for ain't on no list, for it only in my heart it exists. Time has helped me understand the things I can't hold in my hand. For those that came before my turn, or from whom I've gathered lessons learned, that light the path that lies ahead. I see them as I bow my head. Yes, I'm thankful for the Lord above, the gift of His unending love, the promise kept, that there is something more. These are the things I'm thankful for. For our children, hear this prayer. Let love surround them everywhere. May the children's children know the one from whom all blessings flow. Yes, I'm thankful for the Lord above, the gift of His unending love, the promise kept, that there is something more. These are the things I'm thankful for. And amidst these gifts and presents we receive this holiday, may we take a thoughtful second just to fold our hands and pray. Yes, I'm thankful for the Lord above, the gift of His unending love, the promise kept, that there is so much more. These are the things I'm thankful for. Yes, I'm thankful for, sing with us, the Lord above, the gift of His unending love, the promise kept, that there is so much more. These are the things I'm thankful for.
So notice how your gratitude lights up the room. I lit candles for all of you guys who couldn't come up. There you go. Sam was helping. So you are represented.
Very grateful.
Yes. Isn't it pretty? So remember this table. This table is how beautiful gratitude is, and how beautiful your commitment to practicing gratitude is. It truly does make you the light in the world. So, moving into our weekly gratitude for all of your incredible expressions of generosity, for all of your financial contributions, for all of your giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure. I was joking with a colleague the other day about how, yep, it's the busy season, but I was also realizing that I said that with a sense of joy, right? Because when you're part of a community like this, the busy season is also the happy season. So lots going on, lots to be grateful for. Thank you for every way that you contribute to the health and vitality and beauty of this community.
And I'm especially thankful to Janie for finding this song. Thank you. I didn't know.
It sounded like you.
Oh, okay. I thought it was, I gave all the credit to Janie.
That's okay. We're a team. Yeah.
Some days we forget to look around us. Some days we can't see joy that surrounds us. So caught up inside ourselves, we take good give. So for today we pray for what we know can be. On this day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though we all can there's so much to be thankful for. Look beyond ourselves, there's so much sorrow. It's way too late to say I'll cry tomorrow. Each of us must find our truths. It's so long overdue. So for today we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though we all can still do more, there's so much to be thankful for. Even with our differences, there is a place we're all connected. Each of us can find each other's light. So for today we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though this world needs so much more, we've so much to be thankful for.
I think we can all be grateful for our music team. Do we have kids? Is it time for kids? Is it? I think I'll stand between the kids and the candles. What do you think about that idea? Yeah, if I think I'll stand up here between, given that my fringe is highly flammable. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. We're gonna stay out front. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Good job. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This is where grandmother training comes in handy. All right, so what did you learn today?
We learned about 10 things we love about us.
Oh, 10 things I love about myself. Okay.
Things we wrote about is I love the way God made me. I love myself because I am kind. I am loving. I treat people how I want to be treated. I am honest. I am sweet. I am
Honest.
honest. I am clever. I am talented, and I am funny.
Sure, sure. I want you all to read yours. Okay, go ahead and read yours.
And
Anybody who has a list can read.
I am creative. I am good. I am a good sister. I am smart. I am kind. I am sweet. I am helpful. I am cool. I am brave. I just want to be peaceful. I am confident.
Confident? Yes, I think you're very cool. All right, you guys have something you want to read? All right, tell me one thing you love about yourself. What?
I love about myself that I am creative and that I love adventuring.
Oh, you love adventuring. All right, what do you guys love?
I'm mom.
You love your mom. What do you love about yourself?
I don't like love.
You don't.
Gross.
Hold on one second. So I'll tell you what I love about all of you. I love about all of you that you come up here every Sunday that you have Sunday school, because you know there are some grown-ups who are nervous about coming up front, and you guys come up front every time and you talk and share. What would you like to say? What do you want to add?
Does anybody know anything about the golden rule?
Oh, the golden rule. Who knows the golden rule? We want them to answer. Yes, go ahead. Oh, I think you've been chosen, Susan, to share the golden rule.
Love others as they would love you.
Or
The other way around.
It's close, but
it's close. Would you like to help her out, Bridget?
We'll take it.
people how you want to be treated.
Treat
That's what I was gonna say.
people. Yes. So yes, treat people how you want to be treated.
Now you're saying everything.
That's okay. You guys are doing fine. You're sharing. Hey, we are not allowed to be cranky on the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
I don't care.
Okay? All right. So we're going to bless you. All right?
No.
Stand up. You're hiding? Okay. Well, Bridget's going to get double blessing then. Careful. 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 Okay. You ready? All right. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in each and every one of you. Yes, we do. All right. All right. Let's find a grown-up, and we're going to sing the peace song. Nope, you're going to leave them just where they are. Vamos. Vamos. That's not Yiddish, but it means get away from the table. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Go forth, be grateful, have an amazing week. If you are joining us for the Love Feast, and I hope you all are, the food team has a request. If you can go down to Holy Grounds, there's also overflow in the youth department. Take your seat, and then I think